Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle, and we're having coffee. My beautiful Riodoso mug with flowers on it. There's a reason for that. Today is the first day of May, May Day. I don't know if any of you ever did this, but when I was a little girl, of course, was stealing flowers out of people's yards, but we'd make little May baskets and then we'd put flowers in them and put them on door handles and ring them and ring the bell and run. May Day is a celebration more in the pagan religions, the Celts, the Druids, that kind of focus, but it's all about newness, stepping into greater growth, that time of increased fertility in you, in the world, in plants, all of it. It is a time of expansion. And May this year, the energy coming in is very much expansive energy. So we really want to step into how we can expand throughout the world, ourselves, our message, the reason we came to be in this world. We can expand our understanding more of who we are, why we came, and what we can do as we move forward. So as I went to the cards to see which ones wanted to come, I've got 6 decks that all had a say for today in what was coming through. And this first card is from the Celtic Tree Oracle. And I don't use this a lot because if you could see, it's a very extensive type of message. But the overarching message and the tree that came through was the Gort Ivy. And the Gort Ivy is all about upward growth, expansion. And I wanted to read you, it never gives up. It's a thought, where we are. Ivy often grows in spirals and always towards the light. It offers us a pattern to model for individual and soul growth. When you get Ivy in a reading, you are called into the labyrinth of your own inner knowing. You are asked to spiral into yourself and spend time at your very core. It is here that you can merge with the universal life forces of regeneration and rebirth. And so it's a beautiful overarching message and card for this reading, because on this day, when it's all about newness, rebirth, new life, this last month, energetically intense in many, many ways throughout the world for different reasons, but overall intense energy. The people who are more sensitive to the energies present have been sleepier, more tired, in greater pain, more confused, more needing to focus on staying present where we are, because the energies have been really shaking us up. I've likened it many times to being in a paper bag and being shaken up. So the things that are holding us back no longer serve us, that need to go, come up, which means shadow work has been big. The shadows coming back, the things we thought we dealt with, we thought we're done. It's like they've come up again for more release. Because remember, everything that is within us did not go in once. It went in different layers, and some of them are many, many layers, big things. Generally, the big three themes in our life, and they're all tied together. So you know what that looks like for me is body, food, and money. Those are the big challenges throughout my life that have caused me to seek healing, to be aware of that there's more going on than what I can see. And, that's just me. Others, it can be relational, and they all are interconnected and tied to one another. But these were like the big three themes for me that I needed to work on. And so this month is all about expansive growth and going inward. It's all about you, how you can grow in this world, how you can spread your goodness, your love, your message to those around you and have it ripple out. again, things are chaotic. Things are getting more chaotic. You know, the campuses, it's reminding me, I was a very young girl during all the campus upheaval in the 60s. It ushered in a new way of being. And birth is never easy. It doesn't come unless, yeah, well, even then I was going to say, unless you have a C-section, then it's, the actual birth is easy, but the aftermath is harder. So we are giving birth to this new way of living in the world, and it is messy. That third stage is the hardest, and that is the one we're getting further into now. There will be more excuse me, upheaval and chaos throughout the world. People are uprising everywhere. You know, we have elections in November. Looks to be pretty darn contentious and weird. This year, half of the world's population will vote for their leaders. Now, some of them are shams, like in Russia, probably like in Argentina or wherever. I don't quote me on any of those, except that they're not real elections. The people really aren't electing. You know, we have question in this country as to whether our last couple elections were messed with. So, but the point is, we are beginning to make choices, and we have to make personal choices first. So this is all about you, your expansive growth this month, and going internal. You are loved. This is the Flower of Life card that came through. It's those beautiful daisies. And it's funny, I was sitting on my porch drinking some coffee this morning, and I speak at WOWI today, the Women of Wisdom and Inspiration. And I was thinking about, you know, really what I wanted to bring through about May Day and, you know, the flowers. And I was seeing daisies in my mind. And then this is the card that comes out, the one with daisies on it. You are loved. That's the message of this card. Create a new way to be in your life. New. Return to love. You have the support and love of the universe as you step through the veils of perceived responsibilities into freedom. No one has been placed upon this earth to make you happy, just as it is not your responsibility to make anyone else happy. Your job is to feel the best you can in every moment, freeing yourself and everyone else of the idea that we have to please others to be loved. You are so loved by the whole universe. Accept this love and feel all of your relationships deepen, becoming more authentic and unconditional. You are love and you are loved. You are loving and you are lovable. All of those are true. And accepting that truth, that love, that lovability that we are and that we have is huge. And it's very, very important for you to grow that specific energy within you. I'm open, I'm willing, I'm ready to receive that. I'm open, I'm willing, I'm ready to be that, so that what you are sharing throughout the universe is more of that, because it is that ripple effect. So the next card that came up is Judgment. This is actually a very high vibe card. In all forms of the tarot, it is about a resurrection. It is that time when the dead begin to rise. It's the newness of you. And this first day of May in the Celtic Druid conditions, the Beltane time, is that time of rebirth, of new growth. And we really want to step in and own that. And that's so fun. It is okay. We let go of the shadow stuff that's been weighing us down. Release with intention of these energies to leave you, this layer of those energies. Again, we have so many different layers of things that go into us that when we work on them, part of them can be released and some of them can't go yet. There's more to be learned from them, and we need the stability of holding the balance within us that these energies hold, because they've been present in us for a long time, maybe even lifetimes, several lifetimes. And then there's the ancestral aspect, and we'll be talking about the ancestors in a minute. But we really need to allow what can go to go, and know that when they come up again, there's no failure there. It is time for that next layer to be released, and there's time to learn more from this stuff. So the next time, the next card that came up was the fairy card, New Home. It is time. I keep thinking I can read some of these without. Moving is a step. Moving is a step in the right direction for you. Again, this is newness. This is moving from one way of being, believing, thinking, speaking, acting, living into a new way. And it can be just one small thing that you choose to let go of the old and bring in the new about. This doesn't have to be an entire life change. Everything in your life does not have to change in order for you to grow and be expansive and become more of what you wanted to be when you chose this lifetime to step into, and less of what you don't want to be. It is a time to create more of what you desire and less of what you don't. But it's not everything. It's not the everything that needs to change. Some of us get very, very wrapped up in all that needs to change, which is not necessarily true. But for some of us, that has been a message throughout our lives, that we have to be different than we are regularly. And so it is that self acceptance, bringing in the unconditional love, a new way of living within you. How can you be kind to yourself? How can you minister to yourself with the love that the universe has to offer? What does that look like? It is very, very helpful to look back, ask for guidance from our ancestral energies. We carried a lot of them in to be released in this lifetime because we can. And there's also a lot of wisdom available to us. The Sacred Mountain is a card that came up next. And this is that higher vantage point. This is the quiet that you want to create for yourself to move forward with, to live in more. Because the quiet is where, and this theme has come up for the last couple of months a lot, creating that quiet time. And it was just yesterday, I think, that I go into my quiet time to do healing work, to receive more of what I need, rather than just get quiet. And yesterday I got the message that it's okay for you to do less work in the world, less work on yourself. It's okay to just receive. Now, in our physical, the left side of our body is the feminine, the receiving side. The right side of our body is the masculine, the action side. The feminine is the quiet, the masculine is the active, the noisy. And so we want to bring into balance. And what I was going to say was, uh, my left side has been the one that has been so out of balance. I came into the world as a warrior, as a doer, rather than a being. And so I have imbalanced and placed this body in imbalance. If you look at just the strict energy, many people will go to, well, yeah, but you had this going for you, this, going against you, you injured this, you did this. It's like, that's the physical working out of the imbalance inside. All dysfunction and dis-ease is the physical emanation of the energies that were present first. That is why I love doing energy work, because we go after the very basis of whatever dysfunction is present, dis-ease, disharmony, imbalance. And so again, the retreat is like that supercharged time of releasing, going beyond healing, going into the spirit, bringing through the power that we have in our intention, in our divine connection to the creator, the universe, and letting go of the judgments of self, that particularly religion in and of itself is so full of judgments and so full of how we are wrong in who we are, that it is very, for someone like me, it is very much a rankling in me. It does not sit easy to focus, because the truth is, I came in with so much self-judgment that it was like it beat me down further. Now, for some people, the religious box is what they need, and they're incredibly wonderful, good love purveyors in the world, just like I am. They need that structure. Others of us do not need. So that works for them, and they're perfect to be in that setting because they're sharing in that group that can be very judgmental, very exclusive, very much filled with hate in that very love type box. But it is the people within them. And so these people that stay within that religious box are the ones that need to be there for all of the others that need that love, that unconditionalness. And so, propagating more of your okayness in you, connecting. I'm open, I'm willing, I'm ready to understand the power of my intention, to understand my divine connection, to understand the goodness of me. That does not bring you to arrogance or stuck upness. That brings you to peace, allowing more love to grow, allowing you to be more okay. And that raises your vibration. I'm open, I'm willing, I'm ready to be shown how I can grow and expand. And again, what are you grateful for? Another way to raise the vibration. Be more in love, be more in love with yourself, raise your vibration. And the last card that came up was the Messages of Life deck. Yeah. And it is consciousness. I don't think these have so much yellow in the center. I'm going to try turning down that light a little bit and see if that doesn't help. It's a little bright on my camera. Consciousness. And this really, it's very a light card. And so it's hard to make out any details. Very much that center, that consciousness of who you are as a spirit being. Today, I pay attention to every thought and feeling that I manifest, because from thoughts and feelings, we are manifesting. My outer world reflects my inner consciousness. I pour the light of my awareness on my most constructive thoughts so they will grow and produce the experiences I want. Mindful of what I create in this universe, I become an expression of divine light. Being aware of what is coming up for you, what is present. One of the energies that I walked into the world with was alone, the energy of alone. And this morning, in after my quiet time, well, no, it came towards the end. I released that energy and brought in the energy of connection and belonging and love. Because we do need more so than ever to connect with one another, to stand in love, to stand in acceptance and allowance of others, their truth. Your truth does not make mine wrong. My truth does not make your wrong. I have been visiting with a lovely young man from our Christian education release time at the high school, because apparently I'm the most well-known new age spiritualist in our little town. And he reached out a while ago and we had a lovely conversation that could have lasted longer. And he reached out this morning and he said, I'm teaching on Jesus today in the new age. And so was Jesus sinless in the new age concept? And it was like so far removed from how I walk in the world now, sin and not sin, because I walk with the understanding that we each came in to help the others that we end up affecting in this life work out what they needed as well as what we needed. Sin is a construct of religion, again, that makes us right, makes us wrong, makes us good, makes us get bad, very black and white. And there is no black and white. So, basically we talked briefly by text and I said, this is just too big a conversation for text. And so now we have a meeting next Tuesday, which is I'm very excited about because I adore this young man. But what is the truth for you? What is it you brought into this world? What is it you want to grow? What is it has been standing in your way? And how can you release those and expand in this huge fertile month, in the physical, in the emotional, in the spiritual? All of it is a time of expansion and growth. Letting go of what no longer serves you, cutting those cords, asking of forgiveness for those you have injured, forgiving those that have injured you. And for some instances that can be incredibly difficult. I know that, open, willing, ready to even understand how to do that. Again, my favorite phrase to God is, I don't even know what that looks like, but I'm open, willing, and ready to be guided to that understanding by you, by my angels, by the creations that have come in to help me. And we all have them. So I think we are complete for this beautiful May Day. Thank you so much for joining me. Reach out if you'd like some more information. I still have 2 spots left in that retreat, and everything in me knows there are 2 people that so need this time together. And I know they're out there and that they are ripe for the expansion that will happen during this retreat. If you have any blocks or limitations and desire to come, reach out to me and let's see what we can do together. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage, on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. Until we meet again.